Hey guys, we're going straight to the primer. It's Prime Shield by Milani. And I'm applying that all over her face. Up next, I'm trimming her brows. Just to give you that clean look. Just the excess is under her brows. And you can use a tweezer, but make sure that you clean with a toner or rubbing alcohol to prevent bumps afterwards. That's done. Yeah, that's the eye primer. That's also by Milani. And I'm applying this all over the eyelids. You can do the same to your eyelids. Apply and let it just dry for a few seconds. It really dries fast. You can apply this with your fingers also. Make sure you blend evenly. Up next, I'm using that warm orange shade to go all over the crease of her lid, trying to give an evened out cut crease, more like a blended crease. Now I'm demarcating where I'm going to put the main color with a concealer. And I'm applying it in the shape that I want, all over the lid. Here you have to make sure that whatever shape you have on the left is very similar or identical to what you have on the right. I'm applying a mid-orange shade to her lids. And the concept is to go from gold to peachy gold and orange and brown in the outer corners. So I started with the deep orange and then the lighter peachy gold. And there I'm placing the colors properly, pressing gently. On the outer corner is the brown, any brown shade. I'm using a brown shade from the powder palette, the contour powder. So any dark brown shade would work. And then that's the gold, that's the brightest color. Gently tapping. I'm going over with her powder color just to blend everything out. This is a Maybelline pencil, Maybelline Kohl pencil. And I'm smudging on the bottom and top liner of the eye. So the inner corner of the eye, it's called tight lining. So I tight lined those eyes, top and bottom lashes, and I'm repeating the same thing on the other eyes. You can go ahead and do the same. Make sure that you get the same shape that you have on the previous eye, okay? Symmetry is very important here. Remember to lift the lid and press it, especially if it's a droopy lid. Alright, so I already did the other side. I am just cleaning up the eyes with a concealer. Afterwards, we're going straight to the brows. Remember to follow the shape of the brows and don't do too much because this look is supposed to be airy and light, not too heavy. With gentle strokes, I'm following the shape of the hair. Now I'm cleaning it up with a concealer, following the shape of what we already laid out with a pencil. You would need a pointed brush for this, a flat brush for this, just so you can get those clean and crisp lines so you don't make a mess of the brow shape that you already started with. So repeat it on both sides and make sure that they are as symmetric as possible. Remember that brows are not twins, they're sisters, but we're gonna try. And now I'm going over to the foundation application. If you notice, the left hand side eyeshadow is different from the right, so I later went on to correct it, just saying that you have to step back and look at what you're creating on your face or on someone else's face and make sure that you achieve a very similar symmetry on both sides. So with a beauty blender that is already damp, I am going all over her face with her foundation. Making sure to get every corner of the nose, of the lips. And now we're going straight to the contouring, just to add a little bit of a shape to her face as the foundation based it all out. I'm using a brush, and afterwards I would go over with a sponge. So a tip is to use the pointed side of the sponge for the main color, and I use the base of the sponge for the darker color, just so I don't mix up colors. When you're when you're fine with the blending of the foundation and the contouring, you can go over and press the face with powder. The reason why you want to do this is so the foundation doesn't move over time and it stays in place just where you need it. Now I'm going over her face with a darker shade of powder from the Benign palette, applying the darker shade where I contoured, and for her face I'm applying her powder shade where I didn't contour. Okay, for the tip of the nose you can apply a slightly brighter powder than your regular shade if you have. If you do not have, that's fine, you can still go over with your regular powder. Be sure to blend properly, guys. We don't want Snicker bar signs on our cheeks. We don't want chiseled out lines. We want it to be blended evenly and soft. Okay. Applying a soft contour also to her nose, the bridge of her nose, and I will blend that in also. And so with her natural powder, I am going in with a sponge to press in under her face, under her eyes, her forehead, the bridge of her nose, every place that she should have the natural color. Here we can see the contouring and the highlighting really stand out. If you do not have a powder brush, you can use, if you don't have a sponge, you can use a powder brush. And I am blending the rest of her face with her powder. There you see me use a brush. So if you do not have a sponge, remember that you can also use a brush, okay? Carefully placing the powder where you need it. Now I'm using the same color I used over her crease as a blush, and I will later go over with the same color under her eyeliner, under her eye, just to blend out smoothly the black lines that you see. I'm going over both cheeks upward and using the Lorac mineralized bronzer, I would highlight her cheekbones. Also putting a little on the tip of her nose just to give that glow. Remember, we're going for a natural looking color. Going under her eyes with the blush color and over her crease. Same transition color I used from the beginning of the eyeshadow. Okay, nothing different. Same colors, guys. Relax. Just want to make it even out and smoothen it out. I'm using a Miniso mascara. And for her lips, I will be lining with a brown pencil, the same I used on her lids. It's a light brown pencil, a very cheap light brown pencil that I love. You can see I've used it a great deal. And I'm going with a color called BUBE Bube on the Afro Cheek palette. I would also be going inside with another color called Chi from the same palette. Blending it out, cleaning the lines with what I have left on the foundation brush. And there we have it. She's ready. She looks pleasant. She looks beautiful. And who says we cannot at this point have a photo shoot? Who's ready? Hey, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope that this video was helpful. I would like to bring you more, so please click the like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell.